Hello and welcome to Crypto News, today Monday 14th, 2026, and the top crypto news is as follows. We'll start today's episode with our ETPs, which had inflows of 1.1 billion from last week, with 1872 million going into Bitcoin, 196 million into Ethereum, and the rest shared what remained. As for Bitcoin, let me tell you about the strategy. Last week it bought a total of 13,927 BTC4, resulting in having purchased 78897 BTC. Stack BTC bought 2007 million in Bitcoin, while BitMine bought 157 million in Ethereum, so everyone is doing their DCA for our currencies. Now we'll go to Polkadot, which, as we had told you from Crypto News, according to data from Look On Chain, told us that Polkadot was breached. Criminals created 1 billion DOT, which they sold and took 108.2 Ethereum. Now, based on an announcement that Crypto News put out again, Polkadot itself tells us that it didn't have any problem, and what was breached is a bridge called Hyperbridge, and only the DOT within the Ethereum network had problems. No DOT within the Polkadot ecosystem was affected, and the bridge itself tells us that, since discovering the incident, it locked all functions to limit the problem and will give us additional information in the coming days. So this is what we know about this incident. Nevertheless, Polkadot was somewhat bearish due to the news, as you've already understood. Now continuing, we'll go to Foundry, which launched a pool for Zcash and within a month conquered 29% of the hash rate. Foundry Digital is essentially a company that mines Bitcoin and is among the largest Bitcoin miners in the market. And now it's expanding to Zcash as well. Let me say that Foundry hasn't revealed which institutional miners it has equipped to reach this hash rate share, which currently amounts to close to Ethereum. And this is a concern I generally have with pools, even with Bitcoin, because we don't know within these pools who those are that have machines inside, whether it's one entity or multiple. And as you can see with Zcash, now Foundry holds roughly 29% of the mining power. VRBTC holds 37%, while holds 11%. So just like with Bitcoin, few pools hold the largest percentage of hash rate, which isn't ideal. Pools are more suitable for decentralization. And from Zcash, it's time to go back to Claude Mythos, the new Anthropic protocol for cybersecurity that I was talking to you about 4 or 5 days ago, with the latest data showing that this isn't an advertising campaign, and there is indeed substance. Specifically, the UK's AI Safety Institute evaluated Anthropic's new model to assess the alleged significant cybersecurity capabilities, finding that the AI model can autonomously execute advanced cyber attacks with unprecedented success rates. Specifically, the data shows there's real basis behind the advertising discourse. The evaluation showed that Claude succeeded in 73% of cases in tasks called Capture the Flag. I won't explain what this is right now, but more specifically, think of Capture the Flag generally as a game to see how good engineers' skills are beyond this statistic. Let's also say that Claude became the first AI model to complete a corporate network attack simulation, according to the AI Safety Institute. This is a 42-step corporate network attack simulation that usually requires 20 hours for humans to complete. The model succeeded in 3 out of 10 attempts, with an average completion of 22 out of 32 steps across all executions. So this model seems to do what it promises, at least. That's why I told you from that episode that the entire crypto market should be united and get early access from Anthropic before this model comes out openly for everyone and we start having problems. And now it's time to go to our beloved crypto market, with Bitcoin standing at 74,000. We touched our resistance and are still stable at 74,000. Let me tell you that some found an opportunity to take money, as with Bitcoin's rise to 2,000 close to 75, there were also liquidations that reached 400 million. Now for Asia, let me tell you that officially the US military is starting to close the Strait of Hormuz. From there, they were trying to open it. Now they're closing it. As you understand, China is responding, and specifically the Chinese defense minister says, "We have commercial and energy agreements with Iran. We expect others not to interfere in our affairs," clearly pointing to America, and says the Strait of Hormuz is open for us. So I want to see how this will work between them, and let me tell you that a new round of negotiations between the US and Iran may take place on Thursday. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, Monday 14th, 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.